rough, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
To call this house on Wilson Creek Lane a fixer-upper would be a stretch.
The majority of the house is here. It's never had an addition. It's never had a bathroom. It's never had a kitchen added.
Richie Blick is the proud new owner of this ancient abode in Brunswick County.
It's older than the United States of America.
Sitting empty for about 60 years, neglect now calls this place home.
The floor is missing, of course. There's plaster missing, there's siding missing, so there's daylight coming through the holes.
While some may see a monumental mess, Richie beholds a masterpiece.
Oh, it's in rough shape. I don't know many people that would consider this a gem, but I do.
The dilapidated structure and surrounding 10 acres cost Richie $45,000.
It's worth every penny of it, and I believe that it's priceless.
The Emporia native isn't banking on future profits. He is investing in his past.
This is the historic Blick Plantation house.
On this property, Richie's roots run 11 generations deep.
It's so special to me to own a piece, a significant piece of Virginia history, my family history. All right, come on up. One at a time.
For decades, Richie and his dad Earl have been searching for their ancestral home, built about 1760.
So it's still standing, and nobody in the family had any idea that it was still standing.
Scouring historic maps, satellite images, and old-fashioned detective work led Richie to this spot.
It was so well hidden that you could walk past it. Neighbors did not even know it was here.
The house was on the market. The new owners say any other buyer most likely would have erased 260 years of history.
That's why we had to save it. We had to rescue this home because people were looking at it to tear it down.
A long line of Blicks, from Revolutionary and Civil War soldiers to doctors and delegates, lived here.
I couldn't imagine the coats that hung here, and I'm standing in probably the exact spot that many ancestors walked, and that's pretty remarkable.
Richie is establishing the nonprofit called the Historic Blick Plantation. He envisions an education center where students immerse themselves in tangible history.
Rich and I kept talking to each other, and he said, it's got to be over there somewhere.
Earl Blick is resting easier, knowing the search for where it all started is over.
I'm getting emotional, and it's going to take some effort and working, but hope we can get it done.
The family is not shying away from the house's disturbing past.
And I do believe that we have a lot to learn from it.
The former 1,000-acre plantation was also home to an unknown number of people who were enslaved.
To learn from it, to not repeat mistakes of the past. This was a plantation, so it does have some dark parts of it, I'm sure. But it's for us to learn from.
Much work remains for Richie, stabilizing and weatherproofing a priority, all under the watchful eye of ancestors.
I'm sure they're happy, but I'm sure something tells me they think I'm crazy.
Like I was saying with them earlier, it's like every single visit, you learn something new.
The 50-year-old father of 4
Just be very careful where you step.
is finding family history above and below ground.
These are the only 4 headstones that are in this cemetery out of possibly 300 people that are buried here.
Many of Richie's predecessors are buried in the overgrown graveyard just steps from the structure.
This is my great-great-grandparents' grave in their cemetery, and that they lived in the house.
It's definitely in a much better shape than it was when we first stumbled upon it, when we first found it.
17-year-old Harrison and his 3 siblings love climbing the branches of their family tree, no matter how brittle.
To see this house be so old and precious and it be tied to my family is really fascinating.
Richie is working with Preservation Virginia and the Department of Historic Resources to document and protect the fragile site.
We have horsehair plaster, which is original to the house, 1700s.
This project will take time and money.
I don't care if she shines like a fresh penny. That's not my intent. My intent is to leave it primitive and learn from it.
Richie is documenting his progress on social media, where he is gaining a loyal following.
There are people out there, maybe even yourself, that really wants to know where your family came from and what the history, what made you you.
Searching for family roots can be fraught with frustration.
It's very special. It's something, it's a genetic pull, but it's like it completes a lifetime search.
But Richie Blick is proving, with patience and persistence,
You just feel like you're supposed to do this right now.
you just might find a diamond in the rough that is home, sweet home.
I believe that we're all have a destiny and we're pulled to do something special in life, and perhaps this is mine.
For I have a story.
It was so much history, pure American history here.
I'm Greg McQuade, CBS 6 News.